Welcome back to Lawmakers Live this Friday. We're here with Representative Jill Norgaard. Thank you so much for joining us today
Thanks
and
for
sticking
having me.
around. Yeah. So before we get started on things down at the Capitol, just tell us a little bit about your district and what's going on there right now.
Okay, thank you, Ava.
Yeah.
My district is 18, and that includes Ahwatukee, South Tempe, Western Chandler, and Mesa, Southwest Mesa.
Very cool. So your professional background is in aerospace, which Arizona is a national leader in that space with companies like Honeywell, Boeing, Raytheon really leading the charge right now. So can you tell us a little bit about your career and give us a sense of what Arizona can do to keep growing in that industry?
Okay. I started out at my career at Honeywell in Tempe, Arizona, and I worked on environmental control systems and air conditioning systems and start systems on commercial airplanes. After that, I was the vice president of a manufacturing company in aerospace and defense, and then I started my own consulting company where we focused on aircraft parts that failed prematurely, and then we did flight tests and product improvement. And in the aerospace industry, I'm on the Aviation Aerospace Caucus down at the Capitol.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we're looking at is not only to highlight the capabilities of the Honeywells and the Orbitals and the Raytheons in the state, but also the suppliers that manufacture parts to make those companies successful. And so next year we're going to have a combined aviation and aerospace day, so that event will be a lot bigger. And then also we're looking at some of the local airlines. Southwest has a hub here, American has a hub here, and what we can do to bring more students into the aviation industry by bringing them out to the hangars and letting them see activity that's actually working on a plane and meet some of the mechanics and people who are in that industry.
Great, yeah. Well, I know from our big members to our smaller, the suppliers, you said, we all appreciate the good work and all this event work that you're doing to really get the word out there about the great industry. So.
And of course, then you get to, I'm an engineer, I love math, and so I try to promote math and science as much as I can.
Absolutely, all important stuff. So we're now in April, which means budget discussions are heating up. From where you sit on the Approps Committee, can you tell us how things are progressing, what some of your priorities are for the next spending plan?
Okay. We are looking at district additional assistance, so we're going to add another $100 million into the school, so that'll be great to address some of the teacher shortage issues and some of the salary issues. The Senate and the House are working together this next week, and then we've also had meetings with the governor's office, and we're getting close. We're hoping by the end of April, but there may be a few bumps in the road along the way.
Yeah.
But so far things have gone relatively smoothly, and so we've been excited with the process.
Great. Well, we like to hear end of April. That'd be nice. So, speaking of school district, your district includes a lot of school districts from elementary, high school to unified districts. And we're anticipating to see some school safety legislation soon. Do you have thoughts on what a school safety package should include?
Yes, we started out with kind of focusing on school resource officers, but I think it's morphed more into a plan where school safety, where the schools can choose sort of a la carte on things that are important to their school. Okay. And that will help them maintain the charm of their school. Some schools don't want school resource officers, but maybe some additional locks or some cameras would be beneficial, or bulletproof glass. But I don't want the government at the state to push down what they think would be best for each of the schools. I want the schools to actually take a look at, do a threat assessment and look at where they are relative to where they want to be, and then put together a plan for themselves on what is going to be best to maintain the charm of their school.
Oh, that's great. It's certainly not a one-size-fits-all approach, so that's good to hear.
Definitely.
So last question, both at the Capitol and away from the Capitol, you've become a champion for early literacy and really ensuring that kids have the tools that they need to be successful lifelong readers. Can you tell us just a bit about your work on that?
Sure. We started a dyslexia handbook. We finished it actually last year, and it was amazing stakeholders. I am very humbled to have worked with such an amazing group of people. We had pediatric neurologists, and we had the state board involved, parents of dyslexic students, and in touring the schools, we found that there's a number of students who were falling through the cracks, and this was 17% of the students are actually dyslexic. And so we put together a handbook for teachers and students and parents to help them identify the characteristics of a student which may be a dyslexic student. And then we have the resources that we put together for here's where you can go, here's how you can get help with diagnostics of your students. And we started a pilot program actually in Kyrene, which is very exciting. We're at the first preschool. We got private funding. And so we're using that as a pilot program. We're developing the economics and the objectives of successes there. And we're also reaching out to ASU. We've been working with their students who have come into the program and been helping with speech therapy and helping us diagnose children with dyslexia.
That goes in the future. That's all we have for you today. We'll get you out of here and on the way to your weekend. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.